Hi, my name is Olivia Bush. This is my final reflection of EDM 310. I was in the spring 2011 semester. This is my very first semester back in college after a long time of being out. I'm coming back to finish my degree in elementary education. I have about 2 years, supposed to graduate spring of 2013. This was my very first education class, along with one other one this semester, and I had to take biology and some math. But out of my 4 classes that I took, this is the class that I learned the most. And everything that I learned, I will take with me, I will use in my classroom, and I'm already using in my everyday life. In this class, Dr. Strange taught us how to blog, use Twitter. I had never used Twitter. I'd been a Facebook fan, but never a Twitter fan. Love Twitter now. I've actually taken information from Twitter and applied it and used it in EDM 310. He taught us how to use a smartboard, how to make book trailers, which I absolutely love. I think that is my favorite thing in EDM 310 because it is such a way to capture a generation's attention, a generation of learners that are computer-based learners. They've been born into this world with some sort of technology in their hands, so just looking at a plain book is boring for them. So to do a book trailer, something they can watch and actually engage their mind into what they're about to read, I love, absolutely love, and cannot wait to use that in my classroom one day. Also, my other favorite thing that he taught us was Google presentation. That is just such a neat tool. It's better than PowerPoint because you can use Google presentation and work with other fellow employees one day, or like me, for my final project, me and 4 other girls put together a smartboard presentation using Google presentation on how to teach you to use a smartboard, because the smartboard's not just something you jump in and do, you actually have to work at it. That was a challenge for me. That was my biggest challenge in EDM 310. I embraced that challenge and was glad I got that challenge now, rather than stepping into a classroom with a smartboard and not having a clue as to what to do. Now I know how to do it and how to get my smartboard presentation going, and just different tools that I have to go with that. This class is truly not what Dr. Strange calls a burp back class. This is just a class full of knowledge. The other thing that I've learned in this class that just thrilled me to death to learn was more about a Mac computer. I own a Mac and have owned it for a couple of years, but was not aware of all the features that are on the Mac that are just amazing. I even have to say, being in this class, I sort of knew how to do a slideshow using photos on the Mac, really making a DVD out of pictures. But during this class, I had an opportunity for a family member to put together a slideshow for them and add song and sound and different like introduction titles and an end title, and it really truly came together, and my family member was just thrilled with it. It was a really neat video to be able to do. This class is a very busy class. I'll never forget opening the very first email, considering it was my first time back in college, and looking at this 2-page long email about this class, and I'm like, oh no, what have I got myself into? Have I lost my mind? But I embraced it and was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give 100%. That's what you have to do in this class, is give 100, 110, give all of yourself to this class. If you do, you're going to come out with an A, and you're going to come out smarter than you started. You cannot procrastinate. Do not put anything off. Do not wait till the last minute. You've got to carve out the 9 hours that Dr. Strange is going to tell you about at the beginning of the class. And truly, if you want to put more effort into it and really make it worth your time and worth that A you're going to get and the knowledge that you're going to obtain from this class, you're looking at least 15 to 20 hours a week. I spent many a night up till midnight because that's when it's the quietest in my house and silent and there's nobody there to bother me, and put a lot of time into it. But you'll really, really enjoy it. Don't be afraid to ask Dr. Strange for help. He's great at emailing you back. He and I email back and forth through our phones. He has an iPhone, and I did too, and do too, and they just made it so simple and easy to be on the go. Now I got a question for him, emailing the question from my phone, and he emails me right back. That was perfect. Twitter. I Twittered with Dr. Strange. You don't think you use Twitter, you will use Twitter. Don't get behind on something or miss out on something he puts on his blogs because you didn't want to Twitter. It's really neat. If you put useful people and useful information on it, you will enjoy Twitter. And it's not just a social thing. It's something that you can learn from and take away from. Also, don't be afraid to ask his assistants for help. Anthony and Stephen, I cannot sing their praises enough. They held my hand, walked me through things I did not know how to do, and really helped me make that A in this class because they were encouraging and just really like, okay, here, I'm going to show you, but I want you to do it. And that's where the Burt Back comes in because they'll show you, but if you don't do it, you're not going to learn. So by doing it yourself, you learn. And you learn so much. And it's not something you forget. It's something that you will take with you and you're going to use in your classroom one day. My other thing was the first group presentation you do, Dr. Strange puts you in a group. Make the best of it. Get in there. Dive into your group, whether you think they're good or not, and put forth your best effort. Then your following group presentations you have to do, find a good group. If your first one wasn't the best group, look for other classmates that are like willing to work, want to do the best, and want to know how to do their best. And I have to give my group, Laura and Dana and Rachel and Lauren, they were awesome. They put forth effort and willing to work, and it was great because we definitely used text messaging. Be ready to use all sorts of tools and technology and media to be able to do this. Just put forth your best effort. Be ready to learn. Do not procrastinate. And look to spend about 15 hours if you want that excellent A. And if not, your 9 hours is going to be okay. But you'll get more out of it if you put more into it. But don't be afraid. It's going to be okay. My first semester back in, I've been out of school for a long time. And I felt like I've learned a lot from Dr. Strange. And have a lot to put forth in my future classroom one day. Good luck, future EDM 310 students, and you will do great.